Alright, so everyone else has just stepped off, so briefing time for the sake of the stream. We have this little, well, let's just do that for a sec. So the guys are going to LZ to this little cluster of buildings here, move at their own discretion to this town. The town of Freeney has been taken by a guy who has set up a PMC operation in town, and we want him dead. The buildings are already all fucked over, so they're sort of cleared hot on border missions, and the only thing I really care about is there's a guy here inside the church, and I want him dead. He is our financer of bad things, and we need him to go away. So that's what the guys are doing today. A bit of a weird section training because we don't have Sergeant Tosco with us. So we're just going to run the new mortar system and see what happens. So that's them done. So in terms of the AO itself, let's have a look at that. We've got this patrol on it's like a 500 meter-ish area, and then just a bunch of shit in town. Lots of practice at clearing buildings today because that's something we need to work more on. A couple of little bunkers, a couple of towers, that kind of ordeal. And if things look too scary, I can always try and stuff the guy into a little bird and get him the fuck out of here. So we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping that they take the time to try and spot targets and water the fuck out of this first. So with all that said, I'm going to bring myself... There's actually nowhere I can fucking put myself that isn't directly in the way. Here looks fine. That's also the wrong button. There we go. Well, oh my god, amazing.
The black hole issue got worse. It probably happens. Ben Harlem, are you okay with the buddy team colors right now? Yeah, that works. Affirm. Make sure you keep your eyes specifically up to the east to the west, because the town is directly west of us right now. A danger crossing up ahead.
Yeah, Newman, I know it's...
Roger.
I know it's easy, but you know.
Bravo, go ahead and
basically
check it out.
That's where I'm at. Also, my starting screen lasts for an indeterminate amount of time. Like right now, I started briefing and then realized that I'd forgotten to, you know, starting soon. So, but it's fine. That time acceleration is crazy, but you know.
Bravo is set. You're ready to cross. Oscar,
they should know they're in for a bad time because I called for a medic. I only ever call for medic fill-ins if it's going to be a bad time. So.
Roger. Let's check out the house. Copy. Stevens has moved. On you. Eyes on a cargo tower to our west. Eyes on.
Just quickly smack down.
Got eyes on what looks to be at least one static emplacement at the base of the tower, infantry at the top of the cargo tower.
Roger.
It's just over a click out from here.
These guys have like shitty fucking optics though, so.
Yeah, I've stopped. I'm just marking up my cargo tower. Yeah, will do.
I'm not hearing someone on comms.
Alright, building's clear.
Yeah.
We do not have a visual of town from here, there's a tree in the way.
That church bell just ring at 7 o'clock.
Okay, Bravo, go ahead and move towards the house. Alpha will move in your position.
Get working AI, but you know.
Copy that. Stevens removing.
Yep.
Fairly confused. Come on, guys.
Right, look down on your map, grid marker 0719er. There's a small enemy bunker, multiple enemies inside. Grid marker 0715, enemy cargo tower, enemies on top. Who placed 0704?
0704 is my marker, placed on an enemy cargo tower.
Yeah, you were off by a couple hundred meters. Alright, besides that, I see 1 foot mobile on the ground, nothing else. I got a slight heat signature in the trees behind that small bunker. Can't make it out from here. Alright, let's start moving, bearing 330.
Actually, not gonna let me climb back up. Fucking hell.
Ah, looks like they fixed the black hole issue.
Oh, okay. Fuck this.
I like the formation we've got going on here. Yes, we do. Alright, hold up at the trees, check the surroundings for any movement, then we'll start heading out.
Stevens has northeast, not great eyes though.
Mike's watching southeast.
Pike's got eyes west.
Montessori is watching west.
I didn't see anything on
Correction.
thermals.
Correction, northwest is the only area I can get eyes on from here.
Right, nothing on thermals, so let's keep moving. Well, let's head out 300. Use the drop to get up the hill. Stick to the trees as much as possible. Please don't keep me out of the fun. Alright, short stop.
Monty's got south.
Stevens got east.
Pike north.
Probably gonna creep along right up to here, let's say.
Right, before we go any further, let's blow up the tower and bunker. There's some nice flat ground over on me. So, Alpha Bravo both set up.
Affirm.
Set up, go. There we go. Cool. Oh, sorry, super fucking ready. Okay. Well. Shame you're ready. Come on, guys. Come on, do the thing.
Havoc 4, send. Oh,
Zeus on 3-1, be advised. EDA on tower 0 over
I'll just get this rock.
say again for Havoc 4 in English, please.
missed the fucking tower.
Son of gun me, Harry.
Because today is partially about testing the new system, I will call out EDA on stuff that when you fire at it, just so you know.
There's Havoc 4, son of gun me. Alright, completely missed the tower, so we'll try that again once we have a visual.
Confirm.
Alright, let's head towards the building. 215.
Alright, alright, you know what we did hit? Because something went boom out there and smoking pretty big.
We probably hit the bunker.
Sir, vehicle in the bunker? Because that went out pretty big.
I didn't see any vehicle. I know, probably.
Either way, they know we're here now, sailor.
Yeah, but they don't know where we are, that's the issue. For them, I mean.
Hey! What the fuck was simulation?
Alright, you see that stone wall?
All the way up the hill to our 230. We're gonna go up there.
Confirm, prize on.
Let's go. Be advised, there's a building to our right. Taking fire.
Taking fire at 130.
Got a visual. It's a squad.
Anyone know the distance?
Wait one. Cyrus is down.
Mike's got him.
Someone give me a bearing again.
122
Confirm, I'm gonna get distance.
on the road.
Distance is 542.
Fire mission on him?
Yeah, go ahead.
Not sure if there's any good cover for that.
I got a good plot spot right here. I don't know about the levelness, but we'll try it, give it a shot.
Roger, go ahead. On one.
Don't give me a mark, give me a distance and bearing.
There's somebody right behind you that can do that for you.
There's Pike, I'm with him, but I can't get an eyes on contact.
Give me an estimate, we'll adjust it.
Deflated. Alright, wait one. Stevens, bearing 120, range 620. Fire when ready, put a spotting range out, but adjustment needed.
Yeah, spread them horizontally.
Van Harlem, if you can get eyes on this splash, advise.
Adjustment if needed.
Mike, can you fix?
What's left? Not a lot.
There's another sniper down there.
Stevens, dial it in another 200 meters and fire another round.
Marking with tracers.
On AA, buddy.
Copy.
Okay.
That round was on target, unknown effect. They're in deflated for me.
This is Specialist Cyrus. Got eyes on the sniper. Bearing 127 from my pause. Distance.
Call it from
5,
the last flash.
4,
Call it from the last
9.
flash.
Unable to see last flash.
Affirm.
Be advised they are 100 meters to the direct. We want.
Hey, mark it on the map if you can. Anybody.
Roger on it.
Great Red 149208. Bearing. Wait one.
Or give me a keypad in that grid.
Correction. 151209. Distance. Keypad 3.
Copy, eyes on.
Meters to 100 meters to the direct west of the church along the road.
Firing.
Disregard that keypad. Disregard that keypad.
Disregarding.
Go for keypad 9. Keypad 9er.
Copy, keypad 9er, fire. Spreading them out.
Roger. Fire at will.
Rounds complete. 3 rounds out. Splash, splash, splash.
Alright, give me your round count.
5 rounds of charge 0 plus, call it, standby.
They are not on it.
Wait, what? They are grid 152206. Keep it 9.
Don't give me a grid, because I need to adjust fire. You need to tell me where I need to adjust for my last round impact.
Roger, that's gonna be a difficult one.
That's gonna be a no-go from here.
Alright, I'm dismounting.
Roger. Got another rock wall over here. Easier to see.
I'll just back in comms.
Alright. Everybody back it up. We're gonna start heading out. Be advised, there is a fortified area at 284 and no enemies present. Alright, let's start heading west. Or southwest.
Guys are skylining pretty big up there. Keep yourselves low.
Alright. There are a lot of trees in between, so they wouldn't be able to see us.
Well, this obviously, guys, not just at the tree line. Keep yourselves low on top of the hill.
Yep, got eyes on a bunker and enemy foot mobiles.
I haven't seen that. God fucking.
Bearing 177, range about 200 meters. Bunker looks empty. There's one foot mobile in between us and it.
Let's move
Forward into the straw. Direct south.
Pike, you good up there?
Yeah, I'm good. I just dropped that foot mobile, moving it.
Shots are coming from our west.
Roger, move south into the straw for cover.
That's an MG. We've got a second bunker to our direct 244, just on the other side of the tree line that we're approaching.
Roger, I have no eyes on.
It's right behind those bushes in front of you.
Roger. Bravo, Mike on us.
Stevens, just come back.
Hey, actually, I got a good got a good building between us and that bunker, Pike. We can assault it from our position here.
Get ready towards you now. This bunker is clear.
Ah, fuck, getting hit.
Stay on. How the fuck are you seeing anything?
Alright.
Stars, I have a technical 207 from us. Yeah. Secondary technical, opposite side of it.
Roger. Full mobiles behind the car.
Stars, I'm back up. I'm badly wounded.
This fire's coming in from that tower. We need to drop it.
Eyes on. Foot mobiles on top of the tower. Engaging us.
Roger, move someone. Alpha, set up here. Gonna nuke the tower.
Alright, I'm on.
Ready? Roger.
Stevens. Range 232, bearing 259.
Can't see shit, and I'm about to die. Still can't read it, so I usually fine. Yeah, I was about to be fucking dead.
This is Cyrus. We have a hostile inside this building, 20 meters from us. Van.
Roger, I'm coming to you.
Oh, that's fucked.
Contact down.
This is Alpha 2. You want me to send another one? Yeah, it sounds like it.
Frick, man.
Bravo, how are your rounds going?
This is Bravo. Our second adjustment, our first adjustment, sorry,
Okay.
went slightly long. I'm going to adjust one more time.
Roger.
killing all my shit.
Keep going until the tower goes down.
Oh mate, is that okay? Hello.
Mike has eyes on two different towers inside the town.
Hello.
Who's shooting?
I'm on your door.
This is Bravo Tube. We're rearming right now.
Right here. This building's clear. Where is he?
Oh no.
Different tower. Anything on that?
Bravo, be advised.
Out.
Well then.
Hit the fucking auto.
Yeah, I was out of ammo.
Say again, Alpha.
Yeah, Bravo, the tower.
To the right looks to be empty from here. We're gonna check it out later, so don't nuke it.
Copy that.
Bravo, be advised, there is apparently one guy on top of that tower, so just keep your eyes on it. Yeah, you can dismount, back it up, come towards us.
Copy that. Moving to you.
Oh.
Bravo, I want you to clear the buildings north of the road you are currently on.
This is Bravo. We copy. There's basically nothing left of this. It's just rubble, but we'll clear it.
Roger.
I'm going back.
This is Bravo. Building is clear. Moving up to hard cover.
This is green.
Cyrus, pants down.
Bunker break 186.
Pop smoke. Cyrus.
Bravo suppressing it.
Pulling them back. Not working.
Yeah, shoot.
Contact building bearing 280, taking him out. I see two in there.
Cyrus, I'm coming to you to help you out.
Drag is not working. Carry.
I got him. Oh, A firm, A firm.
Another contact.
We got him.
Contact bearing 201 behind the tree line.
I spotted him the same time you did.
Oh my.
226.
We have a bunker at 203 behind those Marines.
Alpha, this is Bravo.
Send it Alpha. Yep, send it.
Interrogative, was Van Harlem down during that time?
Yes, I was. Back up now.
Copy that. Next time that happens, someone from Alpha let me know. I need to step up if that happens.
They call it in. They call it in.
Sorry, I said call it in.
Still contact top of the.
Cyrus, we have
He's down. He's down.
a squad pushing up at 270. Right side of that tower, down the road.
Bravo, clear that graveyard or whatever it is in front of you, and clear the building inside that triangular shaped road thingy.
This is Bravo. We've got at least one times contact in a building bearing 280, left side of the road that we're on.
Roger.
Can confirm he is carrying a grenade launcher on his rifle. Can see him sticking the gun out the window.
Roger. Move to a position where you can actually hit him. And if not, just move on him. There was an explosion right next to us. Any idea where it came from?
Negative. We're assaulting the graveyard right now.
Heard another one.
Yeah, it's a 320. Can't
Being
see
hit
it.
by 40s. Probably coming from the guy he called out, looking at the places he's hitting.
We've got contacts in a bunker bearing 357.
Yeah, there's two guys on top of it.
Bravo, this Alpha, there's a bunker south of us, we're gonna clear it out now. Roger, moving.
White smoke, localized, white smoke here.
Be advised the white smoke popped on our position is not us.
Roger.
We've got danger close contacts. We're being literally assaulted.
Roger.
Pike, we need to move.
Yeah, we do. Let's attempt to break contact. We're gonna need to try and regroup with Alpha. Pop yellow smokes to the west, north, and southwest, and let's get out of here. Danger close, north side door.
Alright. Pushing, I'm pushing southeast, pushing southeast.
Eyes on.
Reloading.
Down.
Get to the back wall and hop it.
Get to the wall. Let's go.
Oh, I crashed.
Bravo, how you doing?
This is Bravo, we're currently retreating from the graveyard. If I looks like the mic just had technical issues, you may have crashed.
Roger, and keep in mind we do not retreat. We advance in the opposite direction.
Oh, he did. Bye, Mike.
Set.
Copy, moving.
Sarge, we went on the other side of the building. Come join us.
Bravo, be advised there's a guy inside the building we are right next to. Keep your eyes on windows if you can.
Contacts, hold. I just saw a contact, 274, right down the MSR, you're ready to run right into his line of fire. It's by the ruined building.
Got the 50 gunner.
Confirm.
That's be mean.
Alright. Let's go through the opening there. Oh, I popped 3 rounds. Another one up there. Empty. Driver's still up.
This is Bravo, I just took a hit. Got contact at the MSR. Or ASR, correction.
Roger.
You wanna hit it? You wanna go inside?
Yeah, I'm behind you.
Alright, it's
We
a
need to
small
move from here.
hallway.
Oh, taking direct fire, Pike.
Southwest. 205.
Taking sniper fire, Bravo.
Second contact, 214 is behind this stone wall, right in front of me.
Bravo, we can contact the south. We can hear their shots. We're moving in on.
He's down.
Okay, team lead's dead. Guys again. What are you doing? AI, please. AI, please.
Contact 283 inside of a building.
Stop shooting at me.
Bravo, be advised it went down for a sec. Somebody's got eyes on us, don't know where.
Yep, same with us.
Oh,
right
got
there.
eyes on. I got one. Bravo, how are you doing? Bravo, we're taking fire from a sniper somewhere up the road.
If they're taking pot shots at us as well. Can't get a beat on
Bunker
it this time.
014, sniper on top.
There was someone on the stairs.
Of the bunker, I got him.
Oh. And
Need to cross this road to get to it. Alpha's on the other side of the road already, so we should be able to cross.
Yep, sounds good. Let's see if we can take cover in this ruined building here. And move from there.
This
Okay,
one through.
moving.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I see him.
Oh, we must have hit their helicopter. Fucking lucky
see.
shot.
I'm gonna cross. Plenty of
Motherfucker.
On you. Crossing. Last man.
This is Bravo. We're taking contact from a op-4 target inside the building we're in.
Roger.
Right, very good.
Be advised, Stevens is down.
Roger, I got the guy in the building next to you.
Copy that. Moving Stevens to a safe location. Gonna provide CLS.
Copy. I'm just patching you on with you.
Alright, we got the guy firing there.
Did you get the guy?
Alpha radioed in, they got him.
Yeah, there was 2 contacts in here. We got him.
On you, Vino.
Roger. Got Bravo, move further north, clear buildings that way, buildings north.
The copy, Bravo?
You're on comms. I say again, Alpha, you did not come through on comms. Say again.
Roger, start moving north, clear buildings that way. We'll start heading west and then follow north.
Sorry, that guy pegged me. He pegged me. I'm gonna have to get my leg.
Alright, Alpha, we gotta clear this tower. I see movement. I see movement, no line of fire.
Stevens is down, taking contact from an unknown location at this time.
Looks clear, going in. Clear.
Good job on carrying CLS.
Roger that, we still building.
This is Bravo pushing CLS on Stevens. Time now.
Soft copy. Need assistance?
Oh, good time.
Yep, some.
Thank you.
Bravo, this Alpha, we're gonna clear the tower.
Copy that.
Bravo, this Alpha, we're taking fire from somewhere.
So they
Take fire
you
from
have
south.
eyes. Let's see if we can get eyes on this.
Dude.
Steven. Pike, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I was pinned down for a second there. I'm good. Any eyes on where that's coming from, Stevens?
Negative. Sounds close to the northeast, possibly across the intersection.
Be advised, we have eyes on an enemy foot mobile next to the yellow technical on the road.
It's white. Alright, put mobile down.
Bravo, be advised, we fired at guys close to you, underneath the tower.
Guys in the church.
Roger.
Rickman, are you good?
Yeah, I just got shot in the ass by guys in the church.
Copy that, Mike. We're pushing to help.
Bravo, we don't see anything from up here, so we're moving down.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Uh-oh.
Say again, Bravo.
Hostages in the church. Need flashbangs on church.
Roger.
Pike, you up?
I'm up. Still taking contact to the north and trying to move to get away from it.
I need assistance at the church time
Mike is
now. I
down.
got no
Mike is down.
flashbangs.
Moving on the church, Bravo.
Alpha, we need you here on the double. Mike is down. We've got hostages in the
Affirm.
church.
Hostages? Roger.
Stevens, can you drag the
On you.
Mike away from the entrance?
That's
I also
correct.
am pinned down.
Negative. We need to get flashbangs in first.
I'm ready with flashbang.
Yeah, same. I'm throwing.
Shit. Nope. Nope.
Go ahead.
Nope.
That flash out. Going in. Got him.
Good shot, good shot.
Room clear.
I'll
Hostages
deal
are
with
alive.
Rickman.
Contact 030 in the house.
Bravo, this Alpha will take care of the hostages. You continue clearing.
Copy that. Be advised, we're dealing with Mike right now.
Got two
Roger.
contacts inside house bearing 030 just past the blue awning.
Mike and somebody else, a volunteer, stay here with the hostages. The rest will keep clearing.
Van Harlem just got shot in the ass, or head, somewhere out of the down.
Contact 330. You've got contacts northwest of the hostages. Take care of them.
This is Cyrus, I could stick here with E.
Roger. Mike, Cyrus, stay with the hostages here. The rest keep clearing.
No mate, no mate.
Yep.
I need ammo.
These guys are using M4s.
Of course,
Oh,
it's
no.
dead.
Van, give me an ammo count on your M4.
I'm good. Air Bravo, this Alpha, we're moving back west.
Van Harlem, I lost you. Where'd you go?
Behind the church.
Affirm.
Contact behind the blue technical. 364.
I'm crossed.
He's down. Just keep an eye on it.
No, they're behind the blue technical.
Taking multiple contacts at 324 where the MSR meets the ASR at the edge of town to the northwest. Alpha, you might want to move some people up here.
Say again, Bravo.
Say again, northwest of town where the MSR and the ASR meet by the blue technical, there is multiple infantry contacts moving into town. Get people up here.
Roger, Oscar Mike.
Please don't fuck up. Yeah, fuck that. Before this is HQ 131.
Send it for a Havoc 4 HQ.
Before this is HQ 131. Be advised, intel suggests enemy reinforcements are going to be moving into the town from the south. Advise you set up in a good position with pre-designated fire missions on the roads leading into town.
HQs Havoc 4, solid copy. Enemy reinforcements coming in from the south. We'll set up and be ready for them.
Roger, HQ.
Right, be advised, enemy reinforcements coming in from the south. We're gonna have to set up and defensive position.
This is Cyrus. That tower is still intact and it has great eyes to the south.
Roger.
If need be, we could actually set up a tube on top.
Affirm. The tower is quite badly damaged at this point, so I'm not very confident in that one. The tower to the back, let's set up the mortars on there. And then have another team up on the tower on the southern side.
Affirm. This is Cyrus. You want to move the civilians or?
That's a negative. The church is very defensible.
Affirm. Staying here with him then.
I literally. Okay, so I don't know if I said it for stream brief. My briefing to the guys, but I don't care if these guys are dead or alive.
Alright,
I don't care if
Alpha
they're
Bravo, I
actually
want your
dead.
gunners in the
Dead is
northern
actually
cargo
moving.
tower. Everybody that's left that is not Mike or Cyrus, move to the southern tower. Alright, gunners, be advised, I'm gonna pre-designate some locations for you to target.
Break. Convoy coming into town. Multiple technicals. Troop transports. Range 1352, bearing 193. They're moving in fast.
Alpha Tube is setting charge
Exodus
1.
740.
We're gonna need some markers up here.
How do I draw on the Android? Over.
You know you have to draw on the map.
Confirm bearing and direction, or
Roger.
bearing and distance.
Bearing is currently 201. Range 570. They're moving fast. You're gonna have to creep that pretty quickly. Correction, convoy has currently stopped. Now would be a good time to hit them.
Confirm range and bearing one more time.
Bearing 203, range 527.
Firing.
Creep it southeast along the MSR.
Alpha, grid marker 143202. The MSR in that grid, start from the center, work your way south 150 meters. Give me 6 rounds.
Say again, grid reference.
Grid reference 143202.
Affirm.
Alright, 6 rounds HE, start from the center of that grid on the MSR, work your way south 150 meters. Fire and ready.
Affirm, creep barrage of 5 HE.
Roger, and by work your way south, I mean follow the MSR.
Yep, affirm. Fire time now.
Advise on splash.
Splash to splash.
That's a good hit. That's a good hit. convoy taken out.
100 over 100. Fucking bang on.
Alpha Tube is off the tube. Let me know when you're ready for some more.
Roger that. Stevens, Van Harlem, over.
Send it.
Alright, I have no idea how to draw on the map, so can you put some markers down?
Yes, am I?
Mainly towards the south for now.
So it's not gonna stop.
Eyes on second convoy moving in.
God damn it.
Same
Oh,
MSR.
they're just leaving the opposite town.
Break. They've turned off, taking an ASR. They're going to be coming in. Looks like on the second entrance into town. 157. Range 600 meters to the T-junction that comes into town on the ASR they're on.
Confirm grid 148201.
148201,
Alright.
correct.
Both tubes, target the circle I drew on the T marker. You should see it light up on the map.
Fucking stop using group chat.
Affirm.
Alright, fire one round HE exactly on the T.
Right.
Right now, as soon as you can.
One round out, 2 in 2 seconds.
Alright, got a danger close circle on the road. Just grid 4 rounds.
Copy. Engaging charge 0 on the circle on the ASR.
Alpha's tube, round re-impacted. You want me to fire some more on that circle?
Negative. Fire on the danger close. I want 4 rounds from Bravo, 2 rounds from Alpha.
Affirm.
Spot.
That is way off mark.
Rounds complete, so that's flash.
Be advised, those first rounds were way off mark. Alpha,
Yeah,
Alpha, yep, those are perfect.
Affirm.
But were those first 4 rounds that hit ours?
That's
First-
affirmative.
Alright, Alpha, repeat fire mission. Bring 4 rounds from where you started and a bit closer to us.
Affirm, you want me to move to the major intersection in town?
Not that close.
Affirm.
started last time, and 50 meters towards us, roughly.
Round's complete. So smash.
Alright, good hit.
They're gonna be hitting towards those 2 houses at the south.
Yep, perfect. Good hits.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the rounds. I was engaging rounds on DC1 marker, and they were hitting to the ASR to the east of that.
Solid copy.
So who's putting guys in the truck for hard part of convoy, chief?
Both tubes send a round count for us.
This is Alpha Tube for charge 0. It looks like I have 3 ammo left.
Bravo.
Charge 1 is 3.
Say again, what does that mean?
There are 2 charges for this mortar system. Charge 1 means I have 3 HE for that one. Charge 0, I have 3 HE for that one. So a total of 6.
Solid copy. Bravo.
Stand by. Bravo has 3 charge 1 and 6 charge. Oh, correction. We have 8 charge 1 HE and 6 charge 1 white phosphorus
We have
remaining.
enemy reinforcements inbound from the north. Time now.
HUs have 4, solid copy. Alright, enemy
Alright,
reinforcements coming in from the north.
Alpha Tube, I'm on my way to you. Bringing some ammo for you.
Affirm.
Well, now's not a good time to be in the streets.
Say again, you said reinforcements coming from the north?
Affirm from the north.
Affirm. Be advised, I attempted to realign the mortar system and it is gone.
Solid copy, mortar system is gone. HUs have altitude. HUs have 4, be advised, one of our mortar systems just disappeared.
I've back onto the roof. The 2 tubes are side by side again.
Solid copy. Right, you should have one gun. What are you firing at?
Unable to engage those target mortars.
Copy. Alpha B.
Alpha doesn't have a mortar tube anymore.
It should be there now. Cyrus, how are you doing?
Sir, still on. Here, set up.
Copy.
Just wanna have this. Okay.
Both mortars, be advised, ammo is down. Rearm at your own leisure.
Be advised, I'm underneath your tower.
Mike
Ground.
is down. Mike is down. Bearing
Right.
range. Stand by. Bearing 302 range. Range 100. 2 rounds HE. Fire time now.
Affirm, fire now.
Pike, I am black on ammo.
Good hit. Good shit. Two contacts, just shoot him. Don't waste your last ammo on some contacts. I'm on the roof.
Alright guys, that stream is gonna lock up.
Everybody still good?
Yep, all green. Alright, did anybody see anyone with special clothing or whatever? Yeah. Roger. Cyrus, can you search the hostages? See if they are carrying anything special.
Affirm. Anything? Wait one.
Also check the bodies of the guys we shot in there. See if there's anything special about them.
Affirm.
All stations, everyone be
Other than these boys in here have
Bombs.
really on smoke. Of undetermined.
wait one. These boys have
Solid copy,
US
HQ.
equipment.
Index. Regroup on
Green
smoke
green
of undetermined color. Make that a green smoke. Condition 4 before you get there. Green smoke is on me.
You want me to bring the hostages or leave them?
Oh, let's pick them up. I'm coming to you for the other one.
Hello.
The only issue, Van, guy backside right there is has a different style radio.
I fucking hate our mortars.
So,
That's it.
I'm interested, Stevens, because it looks like we got some good hits, and it looks like we had some complete misses.
I will show you exactly how that
Okay,
happens.
fantastic. Yeah,
Once
no,
we're done
okay,
here.
cool. So that was kind of what I was going for at the end there, was just to give you guys a chance to sort of stay in a fairly known position and shoot some orders out and see what happens.
Amazingly enough, those towers are not exactly 100% flat at the top.
Yeah.
I'll show you exactly what I'm talking
Okay, cool.
about.
So before I get into, let's say, full debrief, I just want everyone to quickly do me a little solid and just alt tab over to TeamSpeak because I'm going to put a link in chat. I have 3 screenshots I captured from training today, which I have prepared especially for you. The first and last screenshot I would like to use as an example of how to leave buildings uncleared and stand directly beside them. That was good, that was excellent. And the last one was one of my snipers, and I know you guys love my marksman, but I obviously had pretty good eyes there, and I chose to be kind. The thing to remember is 360 I know 360 is hard when you're just 2 guys or when you're just a squad of 3 or what have you, but if you are in a situation where you're clearing a building like that, remember that we stack up on the outside of a building. When you stack up on a building, everyone who's stacked up takes an area of responsibility. It's no good 2 guys looking into the building if you both get shot in the side of the head. And the other thing, the other 2 screenshots, obviously, just super be aware of actually clearing buildings. In both of those situations, I didn't take control of either of those AI, but again, if this is FTX or deployment, those AI are going to get taken control of, and they're going to come out and they're going to shoot at us. And that's the kind of shit that annoys us all the time, because when we move through an area that someone else has cleared, because we're the last element through, but today we were the only element, and we still left shit uncleared. So, if we want to bitch fit when everybody else does it wrong, we need to do it right. So, keep that in mind. Okay, now that I've covered those things, firstly, everyone have a good time. Excellent. That was the main issue I had from a Zeus perspective. If we walk over kind of the whole operation, I guess, on the way here, use of Death Lead was good. The fire mission you attempted on the squad in the open, I know we were having issue with those the accuracy of those rounds, and I'd be interested to hear from the gunners any information they have on that particular topic. But the main issue I saw with that particular engagement was that the time on target was basically just too long. You had a squad maneuvering on you in the field, and by the time that information was relayed clearly, basically it was too late. They ended up, instead of being a couple hundred meters out, they were just downslope of you by the time the information was fully relayed. So if you're gonna drop mortars on it, it needs to be quicker, or just go ahead and maneuver back on them and engage them with the M4. Like, it doesn't super have to be 60mm. It can be 5.56. So there is that. Let me see, what else have we got? Moving through town went fairly well. I know Bravo got pinned down in that graveyard for a while. I had nothing to do with most of that graveyard pin down, but again, comms were good. You guys called out that you needed to move out of there. Just remember that if you need to move for that kind of situation, then just go ahead and move, I guess. Worry about being wrong second, and just go ahead and get the fuck out of there. If for whatever reason your section lead really absolutely wants you to die, he'll correct you and tell you to stop moving, even though you've been very clear about being pinned down. Just not going to happen. Yeah, moving through town was good. Now, the only thing was these 2 RSATs are probably not super evident from their clothing. These are the 2 guys I didn't care the fuck about. These were the 2 guys that could have been dead as far as I was concerned. We spent a lot of effort on the Van Harlem, I swear to God, don't you even think about it.
I know.
We
spent too long caring about 2
unfortunately.
people that the brief was literally, please confirm their death. We super didn't need to babysit them. Other than that, defeating the reinforcements, I know we were having some trouble getting some fire zones marked out on the map, but in the end, you fucking smoked all of it pretty effectively. Those mortar rounds seemed super accurate, except for the random 4 that just like disappeared for, I don't know, magic, science, whatever you want to call it. Before I turn this over, Sergeant Tosco, did you have anything you specifically wanted to mention?
Well, I got here for the very, very tail end of it, obviously. From what I'm hearing is we have to go over some more mount procedures. And we have to make sure we're covering our 360. 360 for us is specifically important because we're either A, alone, or B, we're taking up a flank that the rest of the task force doesn't feel like looking at. So our 360 is more important than your average squads. So we have to try and get that down pat.
Thank you, Sergeant. Sergeant Stevens.
Yeah, okay, so a couple comments and questions, Sergeant. First of all, the question in regards to the screenshots where you said we passed buildings or were standing next to buildings that hadn't been cleared out. Specifically that first screenshot there. Are you looking at us from the perspective of the person where that person was, or are you saying one of the buildings that we're standing next to in that courtyard had not been cleared?
Give me 1 second. Let me just have a look at it and make sure I give you the right answer.
I'm pretty sure that the green dot in the building is the enemy.
Yeah, so the green dot in the building is
okay.
enemy soldier, and I am looking from basically behind the section. I am looking in the same direction you were moving, I guess you'd say. So in this screenshot, you guys were moving towards the burnt out little bird, and in this situation.
And that enemy was still there?
Say it again, sorry.
That enemy was still in that building at that time. At the end of the of the lap?
No, I ended up walking him out of the building and trying to flank around your guys' rear.
Copy that, Sergeant. Thank you. Just out of curiosity, then, in regards to the operation order, were we supposed to be clearing every building in this town, or are we only searching for the enemy that we were? Well, there's two fuckheads here.
Yeah, sure. So I mean, admittedly, I wasn't super specific about clear every building in town. My briefing was to, I guess, eliminate enemy presence in town.
Copy that. So in this case, Sergeant, I'm gonna disagree with you. We would not have cleared that building because we did not receive fire from that building. So had we received fire, we definitely would have cleared it. Every building that Pike and I crossed, that we received fire from, that we did go and clear. So
if I could just quickly interject, Sergeant.
Absolutely.
If I remember this situation correctly, this was the point where we were taking heavy fire from a building ahead of us, and our priority was to take that building.
Sure. In. So just, I suppose, to elaborate on more specifically what my point was, Alpha had been in the area of and sort of moved past this collection of buildings. So I understand that the situation can depend. It was the reason I took the screenshot was because in my perspective as Zeus, I felt like that building should have been cleared out at the time when I took the screenshot, based on what was happening in the area around it. But understood regarding taking contact from buildings. Absolutely, a town of this size with 6 guys, fair enough if you don't clear every single building. But as I said, just from my viewpoint, I felt like it should have been cleared at that time, based on what had happened around there.
Yeah, copy that, Sergeant. Copy that. Second, so this is more of a comment in regards to our section. And you said it right off the bat. We are 6 guys. We can't clear an entire town or even half a town like us, or with 6 or 3 people or 2 people, as Pike and I were at a couple times while Rickman was DC'd. So I would suggest, if we're approaching a town like this, a town objective like this, that we continue to move as a section. We can have part of the section covering the flank, but we got very spread out a couple times there, made it impossible really to support each other quickly. When we have a full fire team, right? If we're in an infantry fire team, you've got 4 guys and an AR and a grenade launcher. Forget the AT. We didn't obviously need AT here, but the amount of firepower in a 4-man infantry squad is a lot greater than a 3-man mortar squad. So we need to be just cognizant of that as we're clearing through a large objective. That if we're going to do so, we need to make sure we're moving together as a single section, using 2 squads providing flanking security. So that's my only other comment in regards to that. The last comment I have, Sergeant Hartman, I'll hold off until we're done completely, so I can show everyone the kind of pitfalls of using this mortar system.
Okay, no problem. Understood. Thank you, Sergeant. Cyrus, I know you had something. I will loop back around to you quickly. I'm just gonna, unless it was relevant to what we were just talking about.
It was just about the third picture.
I didn't hear that. Sorry, say again.
It was about the third picture.
Okay, no problem. We'll come back to that in a second then. Specialist Van Harlem as acting actual. Go ahead with any comments or questions you have.
Thank you, Sergeant. Like Sarah said, going back to the third picture, that was my main thing. Like the main reason we did not clear that building, even though we knew there was somebody inside, is because there was a 50 lighting us up on the road, so we couldn't actually get to the entrance. So we first took care of the 50 before clearing the building.
I don't recall, but I will just go ahead and say fair enough. I maybe didn't notice the 50, was looking at something else. Not sure, but if there was a 50, then fair enough. Probably take care of that first.
That one.
No, it's the one around the corner to the
No,
left.
that's the actual one right there.
Oh yeah, it was that one. Yeah, that one.
And there's the building. Right at 144.
No, it was not that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All buildings and 50 calibers are basically the same. They have doors and machine guns. Cyrus, did you have any additional comments with regards to that screenshot?
As we knew there was a guy inside, 50 cal had us pinned, and due to that picture, you can actually see me on the corner. I was ensuring nobody came out of that building to circle around behind us.
Right, well,
while they engaged the 50.
I mean, I don't want to talk about one situation for the rest of the day. But that AR guy did make his way out of the building and start getting shots off before he was dealt with. Was the kind of the reason it came up, I guess you'd say, is because he started moving out and engaging you guys, and I mean, throw a frag through the window and problem solved. Anyway, there was who was it? Lantier comment.
Thank you, Sergeant Hartman. This is actually not anything what they were saying, so you want me to
yeah, no, you're fine, carry on.
Okay, Sergeant Stevens, just as a heads up, a little while ago you were saying it was on the white part that was uneven. If that is true, if you thought of that because of my round, just as a heads up, I did find out that I was actually on charge 1 instead of charge 0, so that's the reason why I went so damn far.
No, copy that. It actually happened on my rounds as well, so it wasn't just yours.
Okay, affirm. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay, no problem. Ben Harlem, did you have anything else?
Yeah, second picture, the 360. That was just a mistake. That should have.
No, and like I said,
better.
it's not. None of these individual situations were obviously at the end of the world, right? Like nobody died. It was stuff that I noticed that I thought it's easier to kind of show you than try and explain it in abstract terms with words and what have you.
Yeah, I meant it more as an example of in general 360 could have and should have been better. Besides that, I don't really know in detail what Bravo was up to while we were split up. One thing I do have, Bravo, you at one point you set up the mortar and started shooting stuff without actually telling me you were doing so. Like I just heard you yell because you were not all that far away. But next time just make sure the section lead actually knows you're using the mortar.
When was that?
And that was before we entered the town, like at the beginning there, I think.
On the hillside?
No, at the entrance of the building when you were going to hit the tower.
Oh, copy.
Okay. Anything else?
And no, I think
cool.
that's it.
Corporal Pike as Bravo. Any comments or questions?
My biggest issue tonight was being split up, with Alpha being basically when we got into the town, with Alpha being so far kind of pushed to the south end of town, we were holding that graveyard up there, and they were so far away that by the time I called for help, we were forced to retreat. If we'd stayed there, we could have been killed or captured. It happened a couple of times tonight. I'm just concerned about how far apart we ended up being, being told to push north side while someone takes south side of a town. As a 6-man group, probably not the best idea.
That's right. That's
That was the only thing I had.
okay. Cool. That is the sort of thing that, you know, like I've always said that leading a mortar section is entirely different to leading a bunch of you know, riflemen, whether that's a team or a squad or what have you. Because as Sergeant Stevens elaborated on, the firepower and composition is just different between the two. So that's something that just comes with practice more than anything else. Specialist Rickman, did you have anything medically?
I have nothing.
Excellent. I appreciate the fill-in. Thank you for coming along and helping out.
Yeah, thank you, Rickman.
Last chance. Any questions or comments?
Yeah. Before we all dismiss, one last thing. Pike and Van, you guys were leading this this op today, right? For our little training.
Correct, Sergeant. I was running Bravo. Van Hollen was running Alpha.
Okay. Do you guys find it very odd that Havoc 4 would push into a town to clear out buildings?
Yes, Sergeant.
I've filled in enough times to know that it's not out of the ordinary.
It is not odd for us to stick with the task force command and kick in doors. If you thought that Havoc 4 was, you know, sitting in the back and shooting out mortars all the time, you are dead wrong. And we train on mount and close combat tactics like this a lot because we're with Havoc 7, Havoc 5, or Havoc 6, thank you, a lot. And we normally stick to them like glue. Especially Havoc 6. Yeah, he likes to get in things' faces a lot. So, if you think that was odd, you need to work on that because we do this a lot. Nothing for Havoc 4 is out of the ordinary. We were a QRF for the entire task force, which means we are doing everything the task force can do, plus our own duties. Except for medical.
Damn.
Well, in fairness, we've escorted the company mic a couple times.
We have.
I had. Oh, that's right. Sorry, I had one last comment. Unless Sergeant Tosca, you had anything else?
That is all from me.
The last comment I had was that I made it pretty clear the entire town could be dead as far as I'm concerned. I was just interested as to, I guess, perspective on. I don't know. Personally, I would have thought you would have set up just outside the town and just pepper a couple of rounds in, and then move in, which would have made life a little bit easier. I mean, I know we sent a couple of rounds in. Admittedly, they missed, but they did a great job of taking out the vehicles in the middle of town, so I didn't get to fly my little bird. But that was just my only thought. If we literally don't give a fuck about an objective, and we can destroy it with 60mm high explosive, that seems a lot easier than kicking in every single door if half the doors are already dead by the time we get here. Yeah.
Sergeant, comment on that? Yeah, my main idea was we were coming up from the hill, so we didn't actually see anything until we were very close, and there was a forest in the way, and I didn't feel like wasting mortars on stuff where there might not be any enemies. So I figured mortar what you can see.
Okay, understood. Like I said, I just that probably would have been how I handled it, but that's not necessarily to say I'm right and you're wrong. That was just the thought that I had.
I'd also like to inform you, Van, that the point of mortars is to hit things we can't see. So shooting at things, kind of, you know, estimating where they are, you know, enemy positions and such is a good portion of Havoc 4.
Roger that, Sergeant.
Never be afraid to shoot into the unknown.
Sergeant Harmon, I did have one other comment in regards to your lovely gentleman here from their PNC. only reason I called it as a hostage is because he had that press vest on. So I was like, oh shit, there actually is somebody here. We need to.
Oh
keep
yeah,
people
no,
alive.
he's just an.
I
he's
saw the
just an
press
asshole.
vest. Okay, well, an asshole press I would have shot, but no, I saw the press vest. And that's why I was
Yeah, no,
calling
that's
for
okay.
flash things
Understood.
up front.
Like I said, it was probably the wrong choice of clothing, but that was from the PMC faction in Zeus, and I was like, you know what, why not? But point taken. I'll.
Well, he fucking stayed alive.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, you know,
fuck
bonus.
yeah.
We can now
Now
ship
somebody
them off to
support
the
their
Marines,
rest.
and they can drip water on him for 7.5 years.
Doesn't the
I don't
CIA do
know,
that
I'm
stuff?
Australian. Lantia, question.
Sergeant Stevens, look at that guy's hat.
Yeah.
See that guy's hat? How could
Yep.
you not think he's an asshole because he's wearing the hat?
Copy that.
Okay.
All right.
Good point.
Sergeant, I know we're running up on 2 hours here, so I mean, if anyone wants to see what's going on with this mortar
Yeah,
system,
absolutely.
I'll show
Everyone is hereby officially dismissed, and we're going to go climb a tower and see why the mortars hate us.
Sergeant Tosco, I don't know if you can see or you want to come in game to see this, but
Sergeant Harpen?
Send it.
Do you mind if I execute these fuckers now?
Yes, I mind.